Alrighty. Welcome everybody to this week's KubeVirt community meeting. It is April. It is the 8th of April, 2026. I hope wherever and whenever you are, you're having a decent day of it. Um, is there anyone here who is new to this meeting, or maybe isn't your first time being here, but would like to take a quick minute to introduce yourself to the group?
Hi, my name is Punita. I'm really new to the KubeVirt community, and also I was just going through some of KubeVirt related things, and I got to know there was a meeting going on a weekly basis. I mean, twice weekly basis, and I wanted to join. This is my first community meeting. And I work for IBM. So even we were trying to use and consume the KubeVirt on our system. So we wanted to involve in the community work as well. So that's why I'm here.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Welcome. What you said you were joining was it a SIG meeting previously?
No, this was my first meeting actually.
Okay, right. Well, welcome. Anyone else here who is new or would like to introduce themselves?
Hello, folks. I am Anish. I have been contributing to KubeVirt since 2 to 3 months, and this is my first community meet. Yeah, first community meet. So yeah.
Welcome. Nice to have you here. Anyone else? Alrighty. It's always nice to have new voices slash faces. So we're going to do a quick schedule check-in. Hopefully we all know that we're now on version 1.9 and that we have a VEP freeze looming. So the VEP freeze date is the 30th of April, which I think is in 3 weeks' time today. Following that, we have code freeze on the 24th of June with a GA date at the end of July. Sorry, that's CDI. How can I get bold and weak? Oh, yeah, we're also bold. Don't mind me. The 22nd of July, also just middle end. The events coming up is looking a little lackluster. Clean that up this morning. We now have dates for the CFP for KubeCon China. So that is now open and it is open until the 3rd of May. That'll be in Shanghai at the start of September. And I put Open Source Summit here so I don't forget, but it still doesn't have CFP dates on it.
Hey, Andrew,
Upcoming
right.
Hello.
KubeCon and a CFP is open.
Which one, sorry?
KubeCon NA 2026.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it just opened this week, so
I
exciting.
had not seen that. Thank you. All right, I'll add that to this. Yeah, so keep it. So from memory, that is the start of November in Salt Lake City, United States. But the CFP open and it will probably open for about 6 weeks, if I remember correctly, 6 weeks, 2 months. So the next time we all meet here next week, and I'll have the details for that. As far as upcoming conferences with KubeVirt sessions, the only one I know about is DevConf. We have had our booth together with NM State and OVN Kubernetes. That booth has been accepted. If you have a talk that's been accepted or are aware of anyone else in the community who has one, please let me know. I'll put it here and yeah, we can get some more eyes and butts in seats for your talks and awareness in general. And just quickly, we have the calendar. So I've put a couple of things in the agenda, so I'll skip over them. But coming up this week, it's weird. Did I do that? Is Lee on this call? He's not. Apparently we have the AIE working group on Friday this week. Normally it's on Thursday. I don't know if that's something that I've done or someone else has done. Is anyone who attends that meeting aware of the change?
Hey, yeah, Ali moved it out because tomorrow there is some conflict for a few people, and Friday
Gotcha.
seems
Okay.
more appropriate.
So it's not a me mistake. It's an intentional thing. Cool. Thank you, Luba. So this Friday, slightly unusual. We've got 5 o'clock. Sorry, that's 5 o'clock my time. If you're looking at the calendar on your own schedule, it'll hopefully be different. You'll have your own time. The AIE, which is the Accelerated Infrastructure Enablement Group, if that tickles your fancy. And then next week, we've got VEP and DRA, as well as go back here. So yeah, these VEP meetings are going to becoming more and more important. As I said, this is the go away. Don't mind me. Why are they important? Because we've got 3 weeks before the VEP deadline. So this is the last VEP meeting before, not before the deadline, but it's the last one with enough time to really make any major changes. So if you have a VEP outstanding and it's not getting the attention that you think it deserves, the best thing you can do is probably to go to the SIG meetings that are responsible for shepherding that VEP, but also attending the meeting next weekend, next Tuesday. And that's in the calendar. Also in the calendar, we've got a special meeting specifically for VEP 17, and it'll be on Wednesday, 1 hour before the community meeting. So you can see it's in the calendar. Okay, we've got a couple of things on the open floor. Lee's not here, but he has proposed moving the IOMU FD device plugin to the KubeVirt organization. Now, this is just a link to the mailing list. I think it's been on there for about a month. It had a bit of traction this week or last week. I was hoping Lee was going to be here because we have a few plugins, both in the KubeVirt org and outside of it. And talking to some CNCF folks, this might be a good opportunity for us to actually create a KubeVirt plugins GitHub org that these belong to. So I'm aware of just a couple of plugins, but I was wondering if anyone else here is aware of. I know about the Packer plugin, and I'm pretty sure Storage has a couple of weird plugins. And the fine folks at Portworx have a benchmark plugin, which is what kicked off this whole thing. Does anyone else off the top of the head know of any other plugins, either in the KubeVirt org or outside of it? And I can just make a quick note here.
I could be wrong, but the NVIDIA, oh yeah, someone just said it, the NVIDIA KubeVirt plugin.
Back one. Thank you. What did I say? Benchmark. Anything else? All right. Well, I think the best thing to do is to carry this over into that mailing list thread. But thank you. LA, you've got something here.
Yeah, this is hot off the press. I just filed an issue. We're running into bidirectional mount issues in Word Handler. Basically, the issue is that currently Word Handler runs mounts varlib kubelet directory as a bidirectional mount point. So what that means is any new files or directories from the container will be propagated back to the host, and anything on the host will be propagated inside the container. That's the bidirectional mount point. So what ends up happening is, let's say some other pod on the container or on the node also mounts this directory. For example, the CSI pod mounts varlib plugins because it needs to identify when the CSI socket is open or existing. And then it mounts varlib kubelet pods for managing the volumes. Um, these are requirements on the CSI that it cannot work without. When this happens, there is a mount explosion issue. So each virt handler container restart basically doubles the mount points on the host, because the older containers mount points will be propagated back to the host and the newer ones will also be recreated, right? So after, what we observed is after 10 or 12 restarts, the node basically becomes useless. We start running into too many mount points errors on the node. I think I had an open question. Are there historical reasons why this is required as a bidirectional mount point? And I see answers on the document already. So Lee, or sorry, Jed, do you want to discuss this a little bit more?
Well, what I'm saying is not exactly to your point, but we somewhat recently changed from mounting specific subdirectories to mounting the whole kubelet directory, and I pasted the issue that tracked that. Yeah, like I say in the document, I'm not sure, but by bidirectional, but we probably can do without it.
Yeah, my understanding of, I just skimmed through this issue and it looks like we only need host to container. We don't need container back to host in this case. So basically anything that is created on the host for sharing across containers, we can propagate it inside the virt handler, but we don't need to propagate virt handler mount points back to the host. And if we change that behavior, then I think this mount explosion problem will go away once and for all.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay. Yeah, I just skimmed through this. I'm not sure if there are demons hidden inside going down that path. So um, I'll try to spend more time on this and see if we can change the bidirectional to um, something like host to container. Yeah, I see a comment on the chat. Read-only mounts. Well, I'm not sure about the access mode. Uh, the issue here is basically mount propagation. You can have, I think you can have mount propagation even without, with different modes of read write access control. So I'm not sure if read only will solve the issue.
Thanks, LA.
Sure, thanks.
All right, just a couple things from the mailing list. This is more of an FYI. This is one of those things that Dania sent out, and it's hopefully, I don't know if he's here. Doesn't seem like it. One of those things that affects us all, but will hopefully be an invisible transition, just in terms of how we rely on Prow for a whole bunch of stuff. And shifting to, I think it's a GitHub action. Where is it? Okay, so KubeVirt Prow will handle it instead of the KubeVirt bot user is the crux of that. So there's a link there. This one is definitely worth paying attention to if you are a VEP owner. I think this is from last week. There is a change with how VEP's being tracked. And basically, if your VEP does not have an assigned VEP reviewer, you will need to have one before that VEP is accepted. And so if this affects you, then speak up now or forever hold your peace. Well, you've got 3 weeks to speak up. If you do not have one, I highly, highly, highly recommend going to the SIG meeting that is relevant to your VEP and finding one, or pinging people on the mailing list or Slack channels, or attending the VEP meeting next Tuesday. Yeah, actually, Zheng Chao has asked a question. I don't believe it's been responded to. Itamar, I think, is out still. If a feature is graduating, it requires a VEP tracker, right?
The way I understand it is you have to do an update to your accepted VEP. At the bottom, you should have alpha, beta, GA. And if you go from alpha to beta, for instance, you have to provide the criteria for moving to beta. And then, once you've satisfied those criteria, it'll get merged and move to beta. At least that's my understanding.
Does anyone have a contra understanding?
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Also note that's what I'm doing for the decentralized live migration to move it to beta.
Okay. Cool. All right. And do we know if this is easily is this documented in the enhancements README?
I believe it is.
Cool. Perfect. We'll make an easy link. Thank you, Alex. Alexander. That brings us to the bottom of our agenda, unless someone has been sneaky and added something, which they have not. Which case we will end early. I'll leave 5-10 seconds now in case anyone wants to just jump in random at the end to ask something or just say something. Well, then that is us for today's meeting. Thank you all very much for being here and hope to see you next week, whenever that might be. Cool. Thanks, everyone.
See you.